Good night, everyone. We're going to start press conference with head coach Alan Knipe, Darius McRaven, and Sebastiano Sunny. We're going to start with an open statement with Coach Knipe.
Yeah, we accomplished a lot of things tonight. We've been pushing really, really hard our serving and our blocking defense, and obviously we blocked 22 total balls and 42 block assists. So we accomplished that goal really well. I thought we played really well in a lot of areas of the game for most of the match, and then I thought the third set we just had too many errors in almost every area of that set. But you also got to give them credit because I thought they served really well. I thought they certainly played hard and took some good swings, dug a couple of balls that we thought maybe were going to be down, and they got themselves into a position where they had a chance to win the set. I'm really happy with the way the guys responded to start the fourth set right out of the gate. Get up on a couple of nice serves, a couple of good blocks. Our offense was pretty good. So we have this back-to-back with them at a perfect time because it's just like the Big West. And this is what we're going to see all the way through. So, a lot of times through the Big West, you'll hear me talking about halftime, and that's exactly what it is right now. We play these guys again tomorrow, and we get a little bit of time to watch some of the things we like, some of the things we can be better at, and then push for a little bit better attention to detail all the way through.
Coach, you've mentioned the rhythm that serving can bring, and you guys have been practicing maybe missed serves, and then really good serves going in. Was that kind of what happened in that third set?
Well, I don't have the exact serving error number for the third set, but yeah, it certainly felt like that. But it's not just our serving in the third set. I think we got aced a few times. We hit a couple of balls out. We had a couple of misconnections. I thought we let a ball drop here or there. But then again, we also blocked a couple of balls that were just out. And it's a game of margins. Very thin margins, and we gave away too many points, and they also played their best set. So I think that's we move on. You can't do much about that. It's not a video game. It's real human beings playing a game, and I thought our guys responded really well in the fourth set, which is the most important thing to me because this whole thing about winning three, it's going to happen. But there's too many good players in men's volleyball and too many good teams. You're not going to go through every match like that. So, but what you do learn is the lessons learned of how you want to respond. And that's what I'm going to leave it on, and we get a chance to go out there again tomorrow night.
Coach, that was the first time in 42 days you've had to even see your team kind of bounce back from losing a set. Just in, like you said, and seeing how your team bounces back. What did you think about? I know it was tight early in the fourth, and then you just pulled away. Mm-hmm. What did you think about what kind of lesson that taught your team going forward into the Big West play?
Yeah, I think that they responded really well, like they should. They didn't do anything different than tighten things up, a little bit better communication, a little bit more sense of urgency for some points. And when you score points and you do things that create a real point. What I mean a real point is that especially on the block and defense side, you score with an ace or you score with a block or a dig in a transition. It brings a certain amount of energy because those are harder than side out. Those are harder to score real points, and it brings energy to the court. And when you get real plays, real points that has a lot of energy to it, and you celebrate those, it has the ability to create momentum for you or keep momentum, whichever way it is. And I thought we did a good job of getting the creates and the converts to give us real sustainable plays to have some energy about. And when that happens, then it starts to snowball and momentum feels good and everything feels like you got it back, which is sports, right? All sports are about if you have momentum or if you don't. And if you have it, how do you keep it? And if you don't, how do you get it back? And those are lessons you have to learn along the way.
Absolutely. For Darius, in the first set, you guys were up 13-6, forcing their first time out. Just in that first stint, you had 5 block assists. Moni had 4. What did you think about your guys' blocking efforts throughout the night?
I think, we didn't do anything special. I think we, during this week, we definitely had an emphasis on our blocking for sure, and especially our 3-man blocking, and being able to kind of react from both of our pins and, depending on the set and depending on where that pass is going. But yeah, again, we didn't do anything different. I think we just stayed disciplined. We just got across the net. We just did our job, and a good outcome came from it.
Coach, in the second set, it was really all about Moni. He had 12 assists, 5 aces. When he came to the line, I think it was 13-11. When he left the line, I think it was 21-12. Just what is it like having a player who can just shift the tide of a set completely like that?
Yeah, it's a big deal. There's those are hard to find. You know, they're rare where at any point they go behind the end line and they can bust open the set. It's a very special skill and confidence and talent set. We have some guys that can do that. He's not the only one, but he certainly does it at a very high level and consistently. And generally speaking, when the emotions are flying and adrenaline's going in the big moments, he jumps higher, hits harder, and does a really good job causing all sorts of mayhem. And the other thing is, if you equate it to kind of like baseball, is that you have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and a 60-mile-an-hour changeup. It's tough to know what's coming. So he does a good job of mixing it up. But the other thing is that he gives our block and defense a ton of opportunities to score points.
In his last three outings, Daniil has had 32 kills tonight, tied with Skylar with 10 for the contest. What do you think about how he's played lately and how that's contributed to you guys?
I think Daniil's been a rock all season long. I think he's a big physical opposite. He plays like a big physical opposite. He can take a lot of swings. He has a lot of range. Moni has a lot of confidence in him, and you can set him front row, back row, and so he's the scary thing with him. I mean, he's just starting to show what he's capable of.
For Sebastiano, you've had a ton of growth this season. This is the last. This doubleheader is going to be the last non-conference before it's just straight some of the best teams in the nation. How do you feel like this weekend and just the last few games overall has prepared you going into that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great, especially what Coach Knipe said is like playing NJIT is like almost like a Big West opener. So playing back-to-back really helps us get the feel of what that feels like. And then in the next weeks, we'll be even more prepped than we are.
Thank you guys so much.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.